Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar, and here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday the 29th day of August. We are not in our local headquarters because Tropical Storm Irene has hit, and there's a lot of power outages throughout the area, but the Torah must go on, so here we are giving you as much Torah as we possibly can from a basement headquarters. Here's today's law. You know that whenever it happens that you make a bracha over something, you do your eating, and then after you finished your eating, let's say it was a drink, then you would make a borei nefashos at the end of your eating. But it must qualify as a good solid drink in a short period of time so that it felt like a drink, and then right afterwards would be the appropriate time for the borei nefashos. Here's where the issue starts to happen. Those people who have a piping hot cup of coffee, that sometimes is a problem because since it's so hot, they make the bracha, and that's fine. The bracha, and then there's a sip soon afterwards. That sip is much too small to be considered a halachic drink, and then they wait some more, and then they have another sip, and that one is also too small to be considered a halachic drink, and they're happening far apart from each other in time. They're not close, like 10 or 20 seconds to each other. And so what happens is that over the course of, let's say, 5 minutes, a sip and a sip and a sip keeps happening, but they never attach to each other to be considered enough for a borei nefashos. So borei nefashos needs, for a drink, like a couple of ounces that happened in a short amount of time, like just 30 seconds or so, like a normal drink of cold water. A couple ounces, lugged down, that qualifies for a borei nefashos. So when people sip a very hot cup of coffee, they're not having it soon enough and enough of it in each shot to qualify for a borei nefashos. You might say, okay, fine, so I won't say borei nefashos at the end of my cup of coffee. No big deal. But the problem is, what if you did need a borei nefashos? What if you did have enough? So you don't want to be hanging in the balance, not making a borei nefashos where you needed to, or yes, making a borei nefashos where you didn't need to. So here's the best thing to do. Try to make sure that at the end of that cup of coffee, maybe when it's cooled down enough, that you can in one fell swoop get down about 2 or 3 ounces of that coffee, and then it's in a short amount of time because you just had a strong drink, then make the borei nefashos at that point. That would qualify. Or if you really want to be careful and this cup of coffee was too hot all the way to the end, then just have some water right at the end, a couple of ounces of water in a good lug down of drink, and then make the borei nefashos at the end of that. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow when maybe power will be back up at headquarters. See you tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.